Hey guys, if you're looking for help with your Amazon business in terms of troubleshooting or strategy, visit sellersessions.com/consultancy or drop me a message to danny@sellersessions.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Again, we're joined by Ivelin. How you doing?
Very good self.
Excellent. So today we're following up on the previous update when we was discussing stuff going on with A9 and the tests that you've been doing. That was a couple of weeks ago now. The show's gone down really well. We've got a lot of good feedback on it. So today we've got another set of tests that you've been doing, which we've been discussing off call. So let's take it away. There's a lot to cover. The QID, storefront, add to cart, bot traffic versus real traffic, relevancy score, indexing, and then we're talking about contextual relationships of keywords as well. Which one should we pick apart first?
Yeah, let's first talk about that. All of that is considered ranking manipulation. Yeah. So anytime you use a URL, like two-step URL, storefront or brand name, it's all rank or search manipulation in Amazon's eye. Yeah. So we don't recommend anyone using this kind of services, right? Yeah. But we like to observe and see what's working and what's not working. Yes. So this is what will be the topic today.
Okay.
All right. So let's first explain the QID parameter, because the last 2 weeks we had a lot of confusion from members. What is QID and how it's generated? So QID stands for a timestamp, which is a Unix time calculated from 1st of January 1970, and it's displayed in seconds, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So every time you do a search, every result that you get will have a QID parameter embedded in the URL. Yeah. A lot of people think that when you click on that search result, it's generated, but it's actually already generated when you receive the results. Mm-hmm. It's a little detail. It doesn't really matter, because when people send traffic to that page, it will be, as soon as they click on that link, it will be every time will be a new QID parameter, right? Yeah. But just for people to know that it's actually not generated on the click, but when you do the keyword search, or even if you go through the categories and you click on the brand names, etc., it's generated by that action. It's already generating the results, right? Okay. So for example, if you wait after that like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, the QID will be always at the time of the search, not on the click. All right.
Okay.
But then again, so we did a lot of testing with the two-step URLs, the two type, the brand and the store, and we've seen less results than what we've seen before.
Yeah.
So it's less effective now. Mm-hmm. So what we believe what's happening is that Amazon is actually looking where's the traffic coming from. Is it directly from Amazon? Is it coming from the homepage through a natural search, or it's coming from a URL like this, like yes, the brand's two-step brand URL. So once they see that happening, the results that you get, it's less effective.
Yeah. So for clarity, it still works, but it's not as effective as it once was. I.e., you have to give a higher volume of units away.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when you have sales or use coupon codes, you have less effect as well. Mm-hmm. So if you're using giveaways, for example, 90% off with two-step URL, now you have, much less effect than before for ranking of these keywords. But it's still working. We can see that you can actually gain ranking using this.
Okay, and so what we're saying there, we're pretty much saying the jump is 50–60% less effective now. So would you suggest that if there is going to be any movement, which there is still, is that you're giving away maybe twice the amount of units to gain the same kind of momentum previously?
Correct. So I believe that companies that do giveaways and do services, they monitor their percentage, and the estimate that they will give you will be more accurate.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the data to support that, right?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Cool. One of the really interesting things here was the whole add to cart thing. For those that obviously don't know a huge amount about it. Talk about the add to cart process, and then we can talk about the findings as well.
We tested two types of URLs where you can send traffic directly to add to cart.
Mm-hmm.
So it simulates that you're directly buying the product instead of going through the search. And what we've seen this time is that empty traffic like Chinese or bot traffic going directly to add to cart has no effect on click-through rate, first of all, and has zero effect on ranking. However, when we used real people to click directly on add to cart on that link, still there is no effect on ranking on the keyword that was embedded in the URL, but we have a huge impact on relevancy on that keyword. So the listing had only 4 keywords that had relevance percentage, and after 50 hits on that link, we get 70 keywords with relevance percentage, and the main keyword increased from 0 to 70% relevancy score, which was a very interesting observation.
So how do you extrapolate that in terms of the keywords themselves ranking? Because you've had that process of going from 4 keywords to being Amazon dishing you out to 70 keywords. So where were they kind of placed? Because we were talking off call as well about all tides rising, which I've been testing, where getting sales through 1 keywords, but suddenly you're relevant for these other keywords as well that you didn't go after. So what kind of ranking positions were you getting on these keywords?
So they rank from 30 to 100%.
Yeah.
So I cannot really tell you how they do that, based on what, but all of these keywords are part of the listing.
Yeah.
Somehow these are keywords related, keywords from the title, from the bullet points, even keywords that are in the description get these percentages. Yeah. So because we're testing only 1 keyword, a phrase, we use that phrase, everything that was close to that keyword, which was basically in the title, increased in relevancy.
Yeah.
So that vector that have between them, get more juice. So the more hits you get, the more juice all related keywords get as well.
Yeah, because we know, like, when you do a reverse async lookup of a listing at day 1, there's no keywords there. They don't appear till, a month, and they'll start to grow over a period of time as sales and stuff are made through the listings.
Yes.
So effectively, that is that's another system that could potentially be used to attract more keywords for the listing in the early days before having to wait that period of time. Because obviously people using the add to cart thing, from my understanding, I don't do it myself, but from my understanding, people using the add to cart thing because they're seeing it considered it helps with ranking and towards sales, but they may be looking at that through a different lens, where in the actual fact, what they're gathering is actually there's a vector involved in increasing of keywords overall for that listing. Yeah,
exactly. And this particular listing had only 4 keywords with relevancy score in the last 3-4 months. And in 24 hours got all these keywords, and now it's like they give you a lot of information from that you can use in PPC campaigns.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's really good. In terms of, let's talk about indexing. You were talking about contextual relationship between keywords and indexing, weren't you?
Yeah, so here's the example. In my listing, I was trying to rank for I was trying to index the word express.
Yes.
The word express. And for some reason, even if I put that in my title or in my bullet points, it didn't index. For some reason, it's considered irrelevant. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of searches for a combination of express and the other keywords. So what I tried doing is increasing the relevancy of that by using context around that keyword. So I start adding quick and fast and similar synonyms of express through the listing, and the keyword indexed, which is very interesting. So I tried even putting that keyword in the subject matter fields, and it still wasn't indexing. Usually you can put whatever you like in there, it will be indexed, but this particular words, didn't work.
Yeah. All right. So given the top down, so QID is not actioned on the click; it's at the action at the time of search.
Yes.
Then we've got the storefront, which we understand now is dropped off quite a bit. Obviously, people can run their own tests, but maybe up to 50% less effective, which means you'd have to give away double amount of volume. Then with add to cart, with the test that you've done, the action of additional keywords up to 70, like you said, which is pretty incredible. And the fact that you're talking about the bot traffic versus real traffic. Obviously, it seems like the Amazon are recognizing that bot traffic itself isn't working, and it's regarded as real traffic, which is great for everyone because, like you mentioned earlier on, you can have bot traffic being sent to competitors' listings and taking people out the game and stuff. So that is a positive overall. But this whole relevancy score and indexing and the contextual thing, there's some great ground that's been breaking here. Now, you mentioned to me on the last session about the discovery of multiple indexes. So when we discussed that, you were talking about there's 4 of them. Do you remind me of what they were?
So we have the organic index.
Yeah.
We have the Alexa index.
That's right. Yeah. The voice one.
And another one that is for badges. So for example, you can have Amazon's choice. Yeah. So these keywords could give you results, but they're actually not indexed.
And have you had any more discovery since then? Because obviously you were running tests where you would say run a PPC on a keyword, but it wouldn't index organically or vice versa.
Yeah, so it's still the case today. PPC has a different index and organics have different index. So you can actually tell which keywords are indexed through PPC and which one organically.
Yeah. Okay.
So we implemented that even into the software now. You can see which keywords are getting indexed from where. Yeah, so nothing new in that regard. It's still the case.
And is there anything that you can say yet, although you may not have had the results yet? Is there certain things you're testing at the moment that you're hoping to get some results over the next few weeks?
So we're still trying to understand how the ranking works now, and which is more effective. So it looks like the sales and giveaways are less effective now. So the best bet that you have is using your normal price.
Yeah.
And using search and find. Search and buy, yeah. Search and buy, yeah.
Yeah, we done one last week, I think it was, with Paul Harvey with bots and doing search and buy. So yeah, no, it's an interesting time. This is great. So is there anything you want to add before you go? Do you want to let people know about the groups and your events and stuff?
So we created that group where we're testing all these strategies and testing different results, and then we post the results. So if you want to join the group, you can search for the Orange Hat Hackers group, and we test a lot of this stuff, and then we announce the results for everyone.
Okay, and software?
Oh, River Cleaner?
Yeah, exactly. You give all this great information, you might as well let people know about your software as well.
Yeah, so as I said, we implemented that new indexing feature. Yeah. In our keyword tracker tool. We can now tell you if the keyword is really indexed, so it takes like real index, and we can tell you if it's actually through PPC or not, or organically, which is useful if you're doing PPC. You want to know which keywords help you with the organic ranking as well.
Great. Best way to reach you via email if people want to reach out to you?
Yeah, through my Facebook group, of course, then it's or Ivelin at rivercleaner.com.
Sounds good. Guys, thank you for joining us. Ivan, again, thank you for joining us. We look forward to having you back again in a few weeks for an update. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again in a few days. Take care.